Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be going over my favorite drugstore blushes. If you guys did not know, I am obsessed with NYX blushes and Milani blushes. They are my absolute favorite from the drugstore and the only ones that I recommend to people. I have tried many of the other ones, but I just find that they are either overpriced or the pigmentation is just not the same and the blendability is not the same as the NYX and Milani blushes. They are far superior in my opinion. And then I picked up the E.L.F palettes that Tati recommended, and holy fuck, they're amazing. So those are the ones that I'm going to be talking about today. There are obviously so many other blushes, and if you guys have some to recommend to me, please let me know in the comment bar down below so I can give them a try. And then of course there are some other blushes that are more high-end that are great, like the Hourglass Ambient Lighting blushes, and I've used those and I've used that one in a couple of my videos before, but today we're doing some drugstore blushes, and let's get right into it. So we're going to start off with the NYX blushes. The ones that I have right here are from the HD line. They have other blushes as well, like baked ones, but these ones I really like because the packaging is very slim and they are a square pan and they are very travel friendly and compact. These are around $6 a piece at my local drugstore. They were around $5.99 if I remember correctly, and I picked up 5 shades. And the ones, I'll show them to you right now. This shade is called Hamptons. It is a very gorgeous baby pink with kind of warm undertones. It's not a cool blush, it's definitely more warm, and it's very smooth and very blendable. They're all equally blendable, none is better than the other. They're all formulated equally, so they're all amazing. There's no one color where you're like, don't get that one, they're all great. Next shade is Amber, and this one I love because it's a little bit deeper than the last shade, which is Hamptons, but it's also a very warm tone blush. It has almost a mauve-y undertone to it. Looks like this. It's more dusty than the other one, so it's definitely cooler and less baby pink. The next shade is Intuition, and this is definitely one of my favorite ones. It has very small micro glitter in it, so it's going to be a little bit illuminating, but it's a very warm toned, kind of almost brick shade, but it's almost rose gold. It has kind of like a duochrome effect to it, so this one's really pretty. It's kind of almost a dupe for NARS Orgasm, but it's a little bit deeper. It's a little bit more brick and terracotta versus pink, which NARS Orgasm has a very strong tone of. This next shade is called Pink the Town, and I love this shade. It is a coral kind of orange pink. It's very, very warm in tone. I generally like warmer blushes for myself, but I have a very large selection of blushes that I use on my clients that are cooler tone, but for me I like very warm blushes, and I love this one. It's very warm, it's very flattering, and it's very pigmented, so this one you want to use a light hand with. The other ones are very pigmented too, but I find that particularly orange and like more brick colored blushes are very pigmented, so you want to be a little more careful with those. And lastly, the final blush from NYX is the shade Soft Spoken, and this is by far my favorite from this collection. It is a very, very soft orange blush, and it flatters my personal skin tone so well, and it just makes me look very nice and slept and like I got a lot of rest, or that I just went for, you know, like a quick jog and I'm very healthy. Gives a nice soft glow. It's very similar to Milani's Luminoso, and I am obsessed with it. This one I use the most, and it's just very faint. It's not too much, it just adds the very slightest hint of color. On someone with fairer skin, this would look gorgeous in the fall. It would look like a very nice burnt orange shade on you. Or if you have darker skin tones, I really would stay away from this because it might look a little too ashy and white. But you could always try it and see how it works out for you, and if it doesn't, you could still use it as an eyeshadow crease blending shade. And then the 3 Milani blushes that I have to talk about are right here, and one of them, it appears just Baroque, which is lovely. And I have the shade Coralina, which is this one right here. This is Berry Amore, and then this is Luminoso. So let me show you Luminoso first. It is a very pretty orange shade, very similar to Soft Spoken from from NYX, but it's more luminous, so it's definitely more bright. And yeah, then this is Berry Amore. It is a more purple plum shade with more purple undertones to it. It's definitely more mauve and cooler in tone, but there are little flecks of gold in it, so it's very pretty. Then the next shade is Coralina from Milani, obviously. And this one is a very, very bright coral shade. It has a very warm, strong orange tone to it. And then there's a little bit of white champagne gold flecks in here, and it's just really flattering, especially on darker skin tones. So that concludes the Milani blushes. Now I'm going to show you the two e.l.f. palettes. I picked up two of them. There is a dark and light palette. This one is the dark palette, and then this is the light. Obviously, you can tell there's a huge difference in tone. This one is definitely cooler and darker, and then this one is definitely warmer and brighter and just not as intense. The palettes are in a very sturdy, compact. The mirror, like the lid doesn't like just flop down. It's on a very strong hinge. Has a nice full-size mirror in here, which is awesome. They are very sleek, so very, very, very travel-friendly, and I'll go over the colors individually. So in the light palette, you have this very nice baby pink, and then this more orange-toned, kind of almost, it's almost like a bronzer shade. It's a very, very warm brown tone, but there's definitely pinkness to it, and that is this shade right here, and then this one right next to it. So as you can see, it's very brown, it's very warm tone, and then this one's very baby pink. Then this one right below is one step down from this. It's more of a purple blush. It's more berry toned, and then this one here is a very bright coral. And that is these two right here. So this is the bright coral, and then this is the more purple tone. Then in the dark palette, you have this very dark brick red, and then you have a more kind of, it's very similar to the coral in the other palette, but it's a little bit more pink than orange, and there's a little bit of gold reflex in there. And then these two shades are this one right here, this one right here, and then this one right here. So this is the brick red, and then the more coral with red and gold in it. Then right below that is kind of the darker version of the brown orange from the other palette. This one is a little bit more gray. It's not as warm or pink, it's more neutral, but it's definitely deeper. And then this one is a kind of just, it's pink. It's just pink. I don't really know how to describe it. It's not warm, it's not cool, it's pink. And that is this shade right here is the pink, and then the warm brown right there. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this rundown of my favorite drugstore blushes. If you want me to do this for any other category or product, let me know in the comment bar down below. I won't necessarily have this large of a collection. Blush is kind of the only thing that I really go heavy on at the drugstore, other than like lipstick and whatnot, but that video would be way too long. But if there's anything else you want me to do from the drugstore, I'll definitely see what I can find in my collection and pull some things together for you. And yeah, give this video a huge thumbs up if you liked it, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye!